Hey, how's it going, everybody? I wanted to make a video today demonstrating how to install a SimCore UH1 onto your Simcube or any other adapter that you would like onto your wheelbase. So I didn't film one step, which is pretty much unscrewing these three bolts. You can use a simple L key. I'm using this tool right here. I don't know what size this is, but this is the larger one. There is a smaller one to get these three. These three screws are the same size, so you don't need to remember where they are. And by the way, I did see a video that explains how to do this, and they use an impact wrench and all this stuff. Every single bolt that I undid was by hand. There was one that was a little tighter, but I still was able to release by hand. So that tells me that we should, when we reinstall this, we should be tightening this only with our hands and just give it a nice secure tug with your hand. And also the Simcube manual, when it comes to tightening screws, it simply says use hand strength as well. So I don't see the need to use an impact wrench unless if it is a little tight and you're a little weak. Anyways, I've got that unscrewed, and then I've got these four unscrewed, and I'm gonna go ahead and start removing them now. So I got the screws removed, and as you can see right there, all four of them are of the same size. I believe this is where the instruction manual says that if for some reason you cannot remove this by hand, you can go ahead and use one of those screws and thread it into the auxiliary port, which is, it only comes with 4 screws, but there's 2 empty slots. I don't know how exactly it works, but when you tighten it, it tightens it. And then I'm assuming with the 2 auxiliary screws, when you thread into them, they loosen instead. So I'm gonna go ahead and give that a shot. Wow, I wish I filmed that. That was so easy. So all I did was thread into the auxiliary screws, like I said, because I read the manual. And as soon as I tightened a few times, literally with just my fingers, I heard a little click, and guess what? Now it's loose, just like that. This is the clamping mechanism, as you can see right here. So as you tighten the 4 screws, they tighten the clamp, and then as if you cannot remove the default adapter when you unscrew them, then you just use the same screws to one of the 2 auxiliary ports and just tighten it. Like I said, do everything by hand, and you'll hear a little click and it comes off. Now I'm gonna use my SimCore UH1. I got it in green, and I'm gonna go ahead and place that in there. And then as you can see, now I'll have to get in there and tighten those, which is going to secure my adapter onto the wheelbase. For a second, I thought I would have to get a longer screwdriver tool, but nope, this works. Just a standard screwdriver. All right, so I got 1 screw in, which is the bottom right there. Now I'm gonna do the top left, then the bottom left, and then the top right. Just like screwing anything in, you wanna do it in a hexagon. Don't fully tighten it just yet. That way, when you do fully tighten them, the pressure is distributed equally. Alrighty, so a second ago, I had spun it by hand and I heard some rubbing. So I went ahead and unscrewed one of the screws there and then inserted it into the auxiliary hole so that I can unclip it. And now what I'm going to do is just push against, right? And then pull back just a little bit, just there, just a little bit. It says 5 millimeters, so just a little bit, so that now when it rotates, there's no rubbing. All right, now I retighten the bolts and no rubbing. That's it. So all you needed to do was, when you put your adapter, don't lay it flush, just leave a little bit of space, that's all, and then tighten it. And just like that, folks, I have the UH1 installed onto the Simcube. So I am going to be using a Moza wheel, and I am going to install a receiver here with the Moza Universal Hub. By the way, if you buy the Moza Universal Hub, which is pretty inexpensive, it comes with an adapter, which is the receiver end, which you can screw on here. Of course, if you get a Croup Controls or whatever brand, you can get whatever adapter, because it does have the 50 and the 70 millimeter. But I'll be using the one that comes with the Moza Universal plate. If I was getting a wheel with a different brand, I would probably still buy that hub just for the adapter, but you can probably get that adapter for much cheaper online. However, I know that if it's Moza, at least it's gonna be of a higher quality compared to an adapter that only costs $10. So of course, I'm sure there are adapters that are more expensive, but that one will do for me since I will be using a Moza wheel. All right, and there you have it. I have the Moza wheel attached to the UH1, which is attached to the Simcube wheelbase. Thank you so much for watching, and take care.